Hello, SW. Welcome to the live stream. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. We will start in a few minutes. Welcome to the live stream. Hello, Dwang, TZ. Hello, Thai Dep Jai. Hello, Lep. Hello, Mr. Bao. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining. Hello, Zhang Ta. Hello, Ruo Hao Dao. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Alex. I am a teacher and a manager here in Vietnam. And I'm the manager of this IELTS Hackers platform. And we do weekly live streams about 2 or 3 times a week. And I really enjoy them. So we come on here, practice some speaking. So I'll do that with you, and I'll talk a little bit about the IELTS Hackers platform. This is an IELTS Hackers curriculum, and we've developed this curriculum for Vietnamese students, and we've written a book, and now we are developing an app. So that's presenting a lot of challenges at the moment, to be honest. Making an app is not easy. So we're working on that. Hopefully that will be finished in a few months and launched in a month or so, and yeah, we have our book. So our book is the beginner book, and it's for adult Vietnamese beginner English students. So if you guys want a copy of our book, please send us a message. We'll see what we can do. It's being printed now, so stay tuned for that. I've been a teacher in Vietnam for over 10 years now, and I see a lot of demand just growing every year for learning English, and students wanting to take the IELTS test. They want to go study abroad. They want to go work abroad. They want to travel. And passing the IELTS test is necessary, and it's not easy. So it takes a lot of preparation, and I've just discovered some things that I think works best for Vietnamese students, especially beginners. So we've written this book, and what's really great about this book is it's for Vietnamese adults, meaning there's a lot of cultural references for Vietnamese people to make those connections, and it makes learning easier when you study things that are relevant to your life and part of your life, and your culture is part of that. So that's the way we've written this book. I was a big part of writing it, also a researcher from a university here, Kanta University, and some of our teachers have helped write this book. So now we're spreading awareness. We're doing TikTok live streams and helping people with their English. So, you've come to the right place. We will open it up. We have a guest now, and I will ask you guys some speaking questions. So, Nha Domi. Hello, Nha.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm quite tired because I had a test this morning.
Oh, wow. Are you a university student?
Yes, I'm a third year university student.
Wow, great. And are you planning to take the IELTS test?
Actually, I took one last week.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
How did you do?
Actually, it didn't live up to my expectation.
Why?
Because I aimed at about 8, but I think that maybe I just get a 7 or 7.5.
Okay, so you don't know your results yet.
This Friday I'll know.
Okay, well, good luck to you. We'll all pray for you to the Buddha for your high IELTS score. So you don't know yet. How about the speaking section? What did you think about the speaking part?
I think that it was more relaxing than my previous speaking test, because in my previous speaking test it was during the COVID-19 pandemic, so I had to sit so far away from the examiners, and I didn't hear him clearly. That's the reason why I only got a 6.5. But for this time, we had better like facilities, and we could sit closer. So I think that yes, I may did well on it.
Okay, good. Well, that's great to hear. So if you don't get your target, do you plan to take the IELTS again?
Actually, I plan to take the IELTS test last time just because I mean that I haven't taken any IELTS test for so long, so I want to take one to get used to the new. I mean that I want to be stay updated to the new format of the test, and
Oh,
I mean that I want to take a real one in December.
I see. Okay, great. Well, let's give you a little practice here then, and I'll give you some feedback. So let's do a part two style question, and then just do your best. So here's your topic, Domi. Describe a place in your home where you like to relax. You should say, where is it? What is it like? What do you like doing there? And why you feel relaxed there.
Can I have 1 minute for preparation?
Sure. Okay, you can have 1 minute. So I'll talk for a little bit for 1 minute and then you can start. Okay, so Domi here is going to answer an IELTS part 2 question. So I'll answer a couple questions. Somebody daily asked, did you have lunch yet? No, I did not. After the live stream, I will have lunch. Lewis says, have a nice day. Thank you, Lewis. You have a nice day too. My NFAM says, đẹp trai. Oh, come on, yeah. Thank you for the rose, Wu Ween. Wu Ween asked about a beginner's book. So our IELTS Hackers beginner's book is for beginners. And I have written the book along with help from a local researcher and some teachers. So you can contact us here on TikTok and we can see about getting you a copy of our IELTS beginner's book. This is a general English book. Thank you for the rose. Come on, yeah. Huang. Whoop. Thank you. Okay, Domi, time is up.
Yes, I think I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
When it comes to the place for relaxation in my home, I would like to talk about my studying room. Actually, it is like quite a small room because it is just about 10 square meters in width. I think so. However, it is very cozy because my father, he had designed a lot of lights, which is in both bright light and yellow light, so that it would be suitable for me whenever I want to study with the bright one and whenever I want to relax with the yellow one. And in my room there is a desk where I can sit down and study. I mean that I had been with that desk for so long since I was in grade 6. until now. And beside the desk, there is a long couch where I can lie down for relaxation after long hours of studying. But the couch is quite small, so it is only suitable for short relaxation or a nap, not overnight sleep. And the thing that makes me love the most in my studying room is that I have a lot of animated characters figures in my room. I bought all of them by my own money. I mean the money I got from my jobs, my translating jobs and my teaching assistant jobs. So whenever I look at the figures, I have more motivation to try my best in my studying to achieve better English level because I know that my English level will help me a lot in my career.
Very good, Domi. Excellent. High five to you. Wow, great job. Good English. Good fluency. That was over 2 minutes, and you did not stop talking. So your fluency is very good. Also, your pronunciation is quite good, and vocabulary is also quite good. And even grammar, I mean, all of your skills are quite high. What I think you should work on, Domi, first of all, is intonation. So to achieve the high band score, especially for pronunciation, you should try to work on more natural intonation. So the pronunciation of your words are quite good, but you speak a little bit in monotone, meaning it's like it's flat. So when you're doing part two, yeah, word stress or sentence stress, and that's the ups and downs, kind of the rhythm of speaking. So when you're doing part two, you're not asking questions, you're just giving statements, right? And all for IELTS speaking, you're just giving statements. So you want to have a nice variance in your intonation. So you want to go up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So for example, to start out, so you asked me to tell about a room in my house that I find very relaxing. So I'm going to talk about my bedroom. My bedroom has many great things that help me to stay relaxed. For example, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So to get better at intonation is difficult. You have to try to listen to a lot of native speakers and try to mimic them when they're speaking, because it's something that is difficult to learn on your own. You have to listen to native speakers and catch that rhythm, you know, that they're speaking in, because you have all the other tools. You have the vocab, you have the grammar, you even use some present perfect in there. You could probably vary your grammar a little bit more to get the higher grammar score. But so I would say those two things, focus on intonation and varying the grammar structures a little bit more. Okay?
Yes, I understand. Thank you for your feedbacks.
Thank you, Domi. Good luck to you. We're all wishing Domi a high IELTS score on her IELTS test. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very nice. Hello, Z Home. Hello, IELTS Penguin. So Daisy asks, I learn of a lot of vocabulary, but I can't use it in speaking skills, and I have no idea for my speech. Wow, good question. So you're not practicing enough, probably, Daisy. It's necessary to learn vocab and review it, but you also need to practice it, okay? So speaking is like a physical skill, right? It's not like listening and reading, right, where you receive the language. Speaking is a productive skill, so you need to practice productive skill. You have to producing the language, just like, you know, playing a sport or learning an instrument, or, you know, learning a new hobby. You can learn about it. You can learn the rules of football and the positions and the types of players and the strategies and all of that. But you will never become good at speaking or football if you don't go out and play and make the mistakes and not be afraid, right? A lot of people, I see it so much in Vietnam, a lot of people have learned English a long time in schools, right? Your parents and society is telling you, you need to learn English, and you're studying it, but you're not getting enough time to play, right? And English is like communication is play, and dance, it's like a dance. So you need to go out there and you need to practice. So find a class, find a club, find a teacher, find opportunities for you to practice, okay? Very good. All right, we have some more people who want to join. How about Sang? Hello, Sang. Xin chào.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Are you planning to take the IELTS test soon?
Actually, I have taken that.
Oh, really? And how did you do?
Luckily, I got 8 in band over score, and just only 7.5 for my speaking skill.
Pretty good. High five to you. That's not bad. So which part of the speaking test did you find most difficult?
For me, I guess maybe part 3, because it requires people to think a lot, to think out the ideas deeply. So for me, it's really hard, and it's rare for me to read newspapers or gain knowledge from social problems. So it's a big problem for me.
Okay, good. So then let's give you some part 3 questions then. And I'll give you some feedback, okay?
Okay.
Just loading them now. My Wi-Fi is a little slow. Okay, let's do the topic of sports and exercise. So let's discuss sports and exercise in more detail. What are the benefits for children to play outdoor sports?
Okay, so as you can see, children nowadays, they possess, like a passive lifestyle. So that's why I think that they always have to face up a lot of problems related to health, for example, obesity. And I believe that is of paramount importance for them to engage in outdoor activities. Maybe it is only several kinds of sports like football or things like that, because the first thing is that they can definitely, like strengthen their muscle and of course improve their overall well-being, and it is really necessary for their development stage in the future. Like they can easily gain a fit body, look more attractive, especially for girls. I think so.
Very good. How have the sports and activities or games changed since your parents were teenagers in your country?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat the questions again?
How have the games and the sports changed since your parents were teenagers until now?
Okay, got it. I think that mostly the difference comes from, the development of technology. In the past, we can easily, see that our parents, when they were teenagers, they just only can engage in some outdoor activities with their friends because there wasn't there wasn't any phones or mobile phones or computers for them to play. So everything they could do at that time, it just only went out and play with their friends, or sometimes they could buy some toys and play it at home. But now, given the development of technology and also social platforms, I believe that it's easy for children to access various websites, to play games, and even they can easily buy a lot of technological gadgets to their home and play it at home with their friends, or even they can engage in some application to play games with their friends without moving to other houses.
Very good saying. Excellent. High five to you. Very
Wow.
good.
Thank you.
Really good. I mean, yeah, you have a high level of English, and your strength is your vocabulary. I heard you say of paramount importance. That's really advanced, and you know a lot of the good words to use for IELTS speaking. And the question is, where do you go from here, right? Whenever you get good at something, to get better is more difficult because you've already reached a high level, and then to reach to a higher level, you really have to kind of crawl. A lot of people make a lot of progress in the beginning quickly, and to get to your level is almost easier than now what you have to do, which is move to the more advanced levels of English. So IELTS Penguin says that I should point out some of the grammar mistakes. I didn't hear any grammar mistakes really. Maybe there were a couple, but nothing serious. I was going to say that, to reach the next levels like band 8, band 9, right, in speaking, you need to vary the grammar significantly, right? You need to have a lot of varied grammar structures. So accuracy is important, and you already have good accuracy, but now you need the range, right? And the range means bumping around different grammar structures, okay? And going back to the past, the future, the present, past perfect continuous. So it's a good idea to, do these practice exams, right? Do these practice questions, record your answers, and then go back and look at your answers and see how can I vary the grammar a little bit more, right? And explain my answer with more range of grammar. That's really, I think, the only thing. And of course, improving vocabulary never ends. Even though your vocabulary is quite high, you can always get better. You can always learn more specific vocab, especially adjectives related to specific topics, right? And for example, a sedentary lifestyle. I think somebody wrote that in the comments. That's true, right? You said passive lifestyle, which isn't really correct. You want to say kids nowadays have a more sedentary lifestyle. And then idioms. Always, if you can use, at least in one or two idioms for every part 3 question, then you almost guarantee you're going to get a high vocab score. So like, for example, for that topic, you can use couch potato, right? Kids nowadays are real couch potatoes. They just sit on the couch all day. Whereas kids in the past had a very more active lifestyle. They didn't have technology, so they were outside playing games in the hot sun, right? And things like that. So read more, Reading will help improve your grammar range and your vocabulary. So that would be my tip for you. And then some people have some comments about you. Her band score. I would give your band score to be an 8 after listening to just those two part 3. You know, you have 7.5 to 8 already, I think, with your English, with your speaking. So just to get better, you need to just become more advanced, you know? That's it.
Okay, so thanks a lot, and yeah, thanks for your feedback. I hope that next year I can achieve higher band score.
Good luck to you. Thank you. Bye-bye. High five.
Bye bye. Have a nice day.
You too. High band scores out there. It's not easy. These people out here, they're trying, they're working for this, they're focusing on this. You know, it takes a commitment. You know, I work for a company called DSS Education, and I've been working here for a year and a half now. And what we do is we take adult Vietnamese students or people who want to go work or study in English-speaking countries, mainly Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. So these people come to us and we provide the roadmap for them. You know, how to approach your studying, and we provide the classes. But a lot of these students, they don't need a high band score. They only need 5, 6, sometimes a little bit higher. So that's like a moderate to good user of English, right? That's just really your foundation of English, you know, and to get to that point, it's not that difficult, right? I mean, if you take, you know, 6 months, you can get there. But then once we get into the higher band scores, you have to get creative with your studying. A lot of the things that helped you get to 5 or 6 are not going to help you get to, you know, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so you might need to adapt your training plan and do some other things out of the scope of, you know, traditional like IELTS training, right? There was an article, I think, last year about a woman in Hanoi who got an IELTS 9, and she said she never studied for IELTS. She just learned on her own, watching podcasts, reading articles, watching movies. And, you know, I'm not saying you shouldn't study for IELTS, you should, but if you want to get to the higher band scores, you need to think outside of the box, right? You need to read a lot. That would be my number one tip, that if you're already around a 6 or a 7, that means you should be able to read anything in English and understand at least 80% of it. You should be able to read a novel in English and then understand 80% of it. So if you can do that, that's what you should be doing. And then practicing, of course, practicing your writing, practicing your speaking, and doing listening and reading mock exams. But you should also be reading and listening to natural English, sometimes academic level English. That's going to help you a lot, okay? We have some questions here, but first let's bring in another viewer and then I'll answer your questions. So how about Bella? Hello, Bella.
Hi, hello, teacher.
Welcome back. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Are you ready for your question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about food, everyone's favorite topic. What is your favorite food?
Well, my favorite food is spaghetti. Yes. I usually spend time with my friends eating spaghetti out Sometimes I try learning. Oh, sorry, I try to learn how to cook spaghetti because it's their money, and whenever I wanna eat, I just cook it.
Very good. What are some traditional foods in your country?
Well, to mention about traditional foods in Vietnam, I will recommend to you like phở, bánh mì. Yes, these are iconic food of Vietnam. Whenever international friend ask me or ask any Vietnamese about Vietnamese food, Vietnamese traditional food, we will mention about phở and bánh mì. Especially Vietnamese use like eating bánh mì every morning for breakfast. It's it's also a kind of fast food, but it's still nutritious. In addition, lots of foreigners love phở. It's easy to eat. Phở, we usually eat phở with beef or chicken. And yeah.
Very good. Excellent. High five to you, Bella. Good job, and welcome back to the live stream. I know you've joined in the past, and that's great that you're continuing to join and practice your English with us. So thank you for that. And yeah, your English is good. You're very natural English. You seem a little nervous, but that's okay. One thing that I would like to point out is the importance of introducing your answer. So a really good strategy is to paraphrase. You said something like, to talk about food in my country, there is like, that's not really correct grammar. So you want to use and the introduction is a good way to vary your grammar from the start, right? So you can say something like, you asked me to talk about some traditional foods in my country, so I'm going to tell you about blank. Or you can say something like, I would like to tell you about some traditional foods in my country. Okay. Or you can say something more direct, like, Vietnam has a variety of traditional foods in my country, such as, and then blah, 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 and then talk about something specific. So do a lot of practice introducing your talk. I hear a lot of students, they have trouble with that. They can explain, they can give examples, they can conclude, but they don't spend enough time on the introduction. So this is important for part 2 and part 3. So, you're likely to get 3 to 5 questions for part 3, right? So practice giving a slightly different introduction, paraphrasing, answering directly, using a filler is okay, but don't do it all the time. Only use it for like one, right? Like, wow, that's a really difficult question. I don't know much about that, but if I had to say, I would talk, like do those filler
Yeah.
introductions, but don't use them all the time. But that's what I'm saying, have a different one for every question so that you have a variety of different grammar and vocab in there, and it just sounds a little bit better. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Bella, thank you. Come on, yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a nice
See you
day.
again. Bye bye. Maybe you guys are eating lunch, watching this live stream. That's okay. What are you eating? Are you having lunch? You can share with me in the comments. What are you eating for lunch? Maybe a little boom sao. Maybe you're eating boom ball. Maybe you're having a little hutiu. That's my favorite for lunch. I really love hutiu hai sang, so I eat that for lunch a lot. And then the traditional gum. I live in Kanta, so they really love their gum here. The big rice and the titka and some vegetables and a little soup, right? So that's always lovely. Thank you, IELTS Penguin. Home-cooked meal. Lena is having a home-cooked meal. Okay. Bella's having rice paper. Oh, you need more than that. Stir-fried noodles. Stir-fried squid with bean sprouts. Ooh. So that would be muksao, right? Muksao. Okay, very good. Let's ask Ya Tao Lin. Hey, we. Xin chào nha.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Are you preparing for the IELTS test?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's talk about family and friends. How much time do you spend with friends?
My family have my parents, my older brother, and my young sister. Family, I have some friends, but I have one. I have two close friends. I spend time for them about in the weekend. We can hang out and shopping and eat and talk together. Yeah.
Can you describe your family?
My family, my hometown in Hải Dương, and my brother, he's 28 years old. My young sister, 22 years old, and we are we always friendly, and when we meet, we always talk very much about us life, and we always smile when we meet. Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Thank you, Ya Tao. High five to you.
Yes.
That's good.
Education.
So, yeah?
Education.
No, that's it. I'll give you some feedback now. So, I would give you around 4.5 to a 5.0. So I would work on pronunciation and just building your vocab and practicing. You know, I think you're doing well. You're confident. So that's really important. So just keep practicing, keep building your vocab, do a little review of pronunciation, and you surely will get better. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, teacher. I'm
you.
busy now. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Yeah, there was some echoes there. So somebody was asking about IELTS listening and how to do well on the multiple choice questions. So for listening and reading, again, these are the receptive skills. So you're going to have 3 different types of multiple choice questions. So first of all, you're going to get listening for the main idea, right? This is called listening for gist or reading for gist, meaning can you read quickly and scan so that you can understand the main idea of this listening or reading quickly. The next is reading or listening for detail, right? Can you pick out the specific details, right? And a lot of that is going to be, word prediction is going to be helpful for you. So looking at the questions before, looking at the titles and the headings and the types of questions and the types of answers, and then trying to predict what detail you are looking for, okay? And then the last is listening for or reading for comprehension? Can you understand the concepts, the logic, the point, right? And the different points that are going on in that listening track. So you need to practice your skills in relation to those three types of questions, right? Listening for gist, listening for detail, and listening for overall comprehension. And that's the same for reading. So practicing those skills, but also a lot of people mistake their problems with listening skills with problems with vocabulary. So one issue you may have is you're not building your vocabulary enough, right? So that you don't recognize these words, you don't know these words. So if you don't know the words, it doesn't matter how good your skills are, you're still not going to do well on the listening test because it's going to be like, you know, a different language, literally. Right, so building your vocab and practicing those three skills, that's going to be helpful for you. How about Bao Art, một công bảy?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm alright. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. Are you ready for your question?
Yes.
So, Mr. Bao, do you enjoy shopping?
Well, I don't do shopping a lot, but I guess that I prefer buying online instead of going in store to buy stuff. And yeah, I basically buy things through Shopee, which is an online platform, and I buy almost everything on there, like food or even electrical devices.
Very good, okay. What are the advantages and disadvantages to online shopping?
I guess the most drawback of buying online is you cannot see the object in real, like physically. And sometimes when you receive the package and you experience the stuff, it might not like you expect. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
That's okay. That's good. You're doing well. So, yeah, I see you're a little nervous. So, I'll give you some feedback. I have an idea of your English. I think your English is quite good, and your pronunciation is your strength. So, you have really good pronunciation, and I see you're nervous, and that's always going to affect your English if you feel nervous, right? You're like on the right track, and then you had difficulty explaining some things, right? So what you should do, Bao, is practice fluency activities. So fluency activities are things like speaking for a set of time without stopping. So you give yourself a topic like shopping, and you set a timer on your phone, and you just don't stop talking. So you don't worry about mistakes or using advanced grammar or giving a good IELTS answer. Your only goal is to speak and not stop, okay? So if you do that continuously over time, your fluency skills will get better. And also, you should try to, develop your vocabulary a little bit more. Have a system. Everybody here, you guys should have a system for recording and reviewing your new words that you learn. So pronunciation is good, Bao. Work on fluency. So that's speaking without stopping, being able to explain your ideas simply first, right? You don't have, at first, don't worry about using complex grammar structures or really advanced grammar. Just explain it simply. And once you get to a point where you're able to do it very simply without many mistakes and for the set amount of time and without stopping, then you're ready to enhance it, and use more vocabulary, idioms, more advanced grammar structures to polish it. But in the beginning, don't worry about that. Let's get you to the point where you can explain things simply and not stop.
Yeah. I actually took an IELTS test recently, and
Oh, really? And how did you do?
it's quite bad. I only got 5.5 for speaking, and
That's not bad.
the
That's
overall
almost a good user of English, right? So you're between moderate and good of speaking English. That's not bad. That's not easy to do. I've had a lot of students who would pray to get a 5.5. So, that's not bad. So, from here, like I said before in this live stream, it's important that you maybe change things a little bit, and focus on your weaknesses so that you can improve. But good job. Keep studying. I'm sure you'll get a higher band score eventually. Thank you, Bao Art.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Ciao. Em có thể tìm hiểu phương pháp. Do you know French? Wow. IELTS Penguin knows French, Vietnamese, and English. Very good. Excellent job. I'm always impressed with people who know more than one language, two languages, three languages. Like, that's amazing, and once you learn one language, it's easier to learn another language. So that's great. All right, we'll invite another person here. How about Cami? Hello, Cami.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Are you ready for your question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Mr. Cami, is there much pollution where you live?
Yeah, actually, where I live, there is a lot of pollution in my area. I'm from the state that I'm from and in my country. So, we have a lot of pollutions, different types of pollutions in my country. We have like water pollution, air pollution, and probably some pollens in the air, and that is air pollution already. So, the government is working towards it also on how to curb the situation, and the prevalence of it in the environment is causing more harm than good. So the government is just trying to like bring out some ideas on how to curb the situation, which is also very nice. And they're also trying to like educate the people about ways of curbing the situation of water pollution, air pollution. Then one of the ways of curbing all this pollution in our area is one, by practicing good hygiene. Then two, by using electric cars and electric motorbikes rather than using gasoline bikes and gasoline cars. So that's one of the way of curbing the air pollution. Then about the water pollution, they make sure that they engage the people about the ideas of draining out waste from the drainage also, and also by placing some trash cans around the town which the government also provide trucks that will pick out all those trash each and every day. Then about the air pollution, they also make sure that they bring in more electric cars also. So that is the possible
Good
way of
job,
them solving.
Cami. Excellent. High five to you, Cami. Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, interesting. Most of our viewers are in Vietnam. That's where I am. I'm a teacher here, but sometimes we do get some viewers from outside Vietnam, so welcome.
Yeah.
Your answer was great. You have a very uh, high level of English already. I think you've studied English probably a long time in your life,
Yeah.
and you know, your pronunciation is good, your vocab is good, your grammar is good. You were able to give a very long answer and a very complex answer. So all of it's there, you know. There are obviously things anybody can do to improve, you know. One thing that I could say is that you could probably use a little bit more verb phrases and idioms, right?
Idioms.
For this topic, it's a little bit hard to use idioms. You have to know idioms that are specifically used for like conservation and the environment and you know a lot of the buzzwords, right? And you did use some of them, a lot of them, a lot of nouns, you know, like electric bikes and drilling and stuff like that. But there's a lot of environmental terms that you can learn, and the environment is a hot topic, right? So it's
Yeah.
definitely a topic that you want to read up about, right? Sustainability, conservation, renewables, you know, all of these
Renewable.
kind of
Yeah, yeah,
buzzwords.
yeah. I forgot to use the word renewable energy and all those things. Yeah.
Yeah. A good strategy for learning, preparing yourself the smart way and an efficient way is to learn about how to explain the process of global warming, right? Because that is something you can talk about really in with any question related to the environment or pollution. You could bring up global warming, and if you can learn to explain that process well, number one, you can use that, and number two, you're going to learn all of those buzzwords. And, you know, part of IELTS is learning the topics that are going to help you the most and are going to overlap to other topics, right? Like describing an important person from your country. That can translate to a lot of different types of questions, right? Describe somebody from your country, describe somebody important in your life, describe an important figure in your history. Like that can be used so many times. So if you can learn to describe the whole process of global warming, it's gonna prepare you for a lot of different types of questions.
Okay, okay. I understand. Thank you so much.
No
Like,
problem. Good luck to you, Cami. Thank you for joining. Bye bye. Interesting. A viewer from Nigeria. Welcome from Nigeria. Somebody wanted to join. I think it was Mai Ngaup has an IELTS test soon, so she wanted to join. Okay, Mai Ngaup,
Hello, teacher.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you
Okay,
hear me?
great. You're taking an IELTS test soon?
Yes, I'm about to take the IELTS test in July.
Okay. So, are there any topics that you struggle with? You can tell me, and I'll try to pull up that topic.
Actually, I've been struggling with all types of topics.
Okay. Well, then let's just choose a random one. We're going to choose media and social networks. So, Miss Ngaup, what
Yes.
is the most popular social media platform in Vietnam?
Well, I believe that Facebook and TikTok are the key components in teenagers' life. This is mainly because they religiously scroll through such social media all day long without getting bored. Additionally, it could be a miss if I do not mention Instagram, which attracts a sheer number of teenagers in my country as well.
Okay, good. And let's see here. Do you want to work in social media? Meaning, do you want to have a career in social media? Why or why not?
Well, actually, honestly speaking, I have to say that I don't have a flair for communication. So I think that I am not in the right fit for social media. This is mainly because social media requires people to produce a lot of creative contents every day. So I think that it is not the right suit for me.
Very good. Okay. Good job. Yeah, good questions. High five for you. I see you've been preparing a lot. I can see that with the vocab that you're using. So vocab is good. There are some, I'll talk about that in a minute, but overall your vocab is good and pronunciation is good. Fluency is good. Grammar is good. It's all good, you know. What's your target, by the way, Maingap?
Well, I'm about to, I think that I want to get band H in speaking, but honestly speaking, I've been always struggling with part two because
Okay.
even though I have a wide range of vocabularies, I don't know how to extend my answer in a logical way.
I see.
Hmm.
Okay. This is what I think. Now, after listening to you, I think you have been studying a lot IELTS specific study materials. You're using a lot of the vocab that I see in all of the IELTS books and curriculum. Some of it you're not using 100% correctly, or maybe the meaning is correct, but the use of that vocab is not really correct. Like the first thing you said, like social media is a key component in many teenagers' lives. Like, yeah, that's okay, but it's not really the best use of key component in that context, right? So a lot of the vocab you use correct. Some of it you don't use it correct, and it sounds a little bit scripted, meaning it sounds like you've practiced it so many times, and an examiner is going to notice that very quickly. Like they hear that all the time. They hear the same vocab, right? So what you need to do, Mind Out, is maybe take a step away from IELTS, and mostly in relation to speaking, and practice more just natural conversations, speaking at length, not worrying so much about your vocabulary or your grammar, but just being able to speak without stopping and express yourself naturally, right? Like you'd be at a coffee shop and talking with your friends, right? If you and your friend were at a coffee shop talking about social media, you probably would talk differently, right, than you would doing an IELTS test. So I want you to practice that, is like do more studying and practice outside of the IELTS context. And that's going to help, because I think you've already built a huge knowledge base of IELTS, the types of questions, the types of vocab to use, all of that. I think you know it. You should do some different things, right? Reading real articles, reading some novels, reading magazines, listening to podcasts, watching movies, practicing with a foreigner, and not in an IELTS context, right? So that when you go to the IELTS, you're not gonna just think about it like, okay, I'm in an IELTS test. No, you're gonna think about, okay, how can I demonstrate my English? So I think you've done a lot of good work already, but I think you need to kind of step outside the box a little bit and practice more general English and more just natural conversation styles. Okay.
Yes, basically speaking, I do not consider IELTS speaking as IELTS because I just consider it to be a daily conversation with the examiner. And most of the time, for example, the phrase that you have mentioned earlier, a key component that I take it from The Guardian that I've just read yesterday.
Good.
Uh, I do not learn anything, especially academic words, from any textbooks. Every source is just about podcast or Guardian, the New York Times, because I consider them as a rich source for me in order to tap into the feeling of natural English.
That's good. Yeah, really good. And your English is good now. So yeah, just be confident, be well prepared, and maybe take a break before the test just to kind of relax a little bit. Maybe you've been studying a lot. I don't know, but I think you're in a good position to do well on this thing. So be confident, eat a healthy breakfast, get a good night of sleep before the test, go into it at maximum capacity, and then when you're in there, don't hold back. Don't feel any fear, right? Because you can't go back. It's like getting on an airplane. Once you're on the airplane, there's nothing you can do. So you're in it, and you have to own it. And if you sit up straight, smile, use your body language. Also, I have a little tip that it's a good idea sometimes to include the examiner in your answers. Like, you can't ask them questions, obviously, but you can include them. Like for that question about social media, what is the most popular social media? Well, of course, Facebook is the most popular. I think they have the most active users. I'm sure you have a Facebook profile, right? That makes them think like, wow, this person's kind of thinking of me. And the IELTS test is a little bit subjective, right? If you stand out and you make them like you, that's not a bad thing. I mean, yeah, they're not going to like, oh, I think this girl's cute and funny, I'm going to give her a high band score. No, but it's a little bit subjective, right? Like, if they like you, that's not a bad thing. So a lot of people go into the IELTS test thinking they did really well, and then they get a low band score, and maybe their English was quite good, but maybe it was error or biased by the examiner. It is a kind of subjective test there, and anything you can do to improve your soft skills, that can't hurt you. So that would be my suggestion for you. But good luck.
Thank you.
I believe in you.
Thank you so much for your suggestion.
No problem. Yanyum says, can you try speaking quickly like your normal daily life? I want to try my listening skills. Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm a teacher in Vietnam. Yeah, I guess I can try if you want. This is pretty much my natural speaking style. I don't speak really fast. I mean, if I'm with my friend from Chicago, I'm from Chicago, and you guys know this. If you're with your friend from your hometown, you're going to speak fast. You're going to use a lot of slang. You're going to shorten up your phrases and make the mistakes that a lot of native speakers make. It's going to be different and probably a little difficult for other people to understand us. But this is pretty much the speed at which I talk. I have lived in Vietnam a long time, so maybe when I speak English, I speak a little bit slower now. But sure, I can give you an example. So I'll answer a question here. Let's choose health. So the question is, how do you keep yourself healthy? Well, I wouldn't say that I'm healthy all the time, but I try to keep healthy most of the time just for my general well-being. I don't think a lot of the future. You know, I just think about the present mostly, and spending time on my health and making sure that my body and mind are healthy help me to perform my tasks at a high level in my job and even my personal life. So, you know, first of all, I want to look good. So I go to the gym and I play sports, and I try to keep active throughout the week. But diet is all obviously a huge part of keeping healthy. So I enjoy healthy food, and I think the Vietnamese diet is a really healthy diet compared to the American diet, which is not so healthy. I've lived here for a while, so I eat a lot of the traditional Vietnamese foods. And to be honest, I think that Vietnamese cuisine is quite healthy. So I eat traditionally Vietnamese food, and I eat enough protein, and my nutrition is balanced, I'd say. But of course, every once in a while, I like a cheat meal. I like a burger from Latteria and a pizza, and you know, I have a sweet tooth, definitely. I like my chocolate and my cakes and ice cream, but I only indulge, you know, maybe once a week. So overall, I'd say I keep pretty healthy. And again, it's not for any long-term benefits. Of course, I'm happy that, you know, in the future I'll likely be healthy, but it's more for the immediate benefits, which is clarity of thought and quality of life and attractiveness, which is important, right? If you look healthy and you look good, that's going to benefit you for a lot of things. So that would be my answer. Thank you. I hope you could understand that. That was the speed that I would talk for sure. If I was giving an IELTS question, I wouldn't slow it down. So speed is not a huge factor. Like, yeah, of course, if you're going way too slow and like stopping and thinking all the time, that's going to affect your fluency score. But if your rhythm is steady and you're not taking huge pauses, the rate of speech is not a criteria for your pronunciation or fluency or anything. So you can speak slowly, and great speakers often speak slowly, right? You listen to Obama speak. You know, he's often an example of a great speaker, right? And often the content of many people learning English is Obama and his speeches. If you listen to Barack Obama speak, he doesn't speak fast. He speaks slowly, but it's strong, and it's got a lot of emphasis, and his rhythm is really good, right? And he knows when to pause, when to go a little bit quicker. So it's got a nice rhythm to it. So, you know, rhythm is a little bit like intonation. So, you know, you want to have a nice rhythm, but you don't necessarily want to speak really fast. But yeah, for listening, for the listening test, it is good to listen to native speakers speak at their natural rate of speed, so you can catch those details a little bit easier. Thank you guys for joining this live stream. My name is Thầy Alec, and I do these live streams a few times a week. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining. I'll go live again maybe another time before Friday, but every Friday at 3 p.m. I do a live stream, and I hope you'll join me again. Good luck to you. You guys are doing really great. High five. Bye-bye. See you again. Come on. Bye-bye. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Nhã Nhung. Tolarina, Friday, 3 p.m. Bye-bye.